From spoiling takes to Joe Pesci biting Macaulay Culkin's fingers.
He bit me.
Here are the funniest and weirdest moments from the making of Home Alone. If you think that was a mechanical tarantula, then think again. Because poor Daniel Stern had to deal with a real venomous spider. Its name was Barry, by the way. See, the thing is, nobody told the actor that he was gonna have to face Barry. He only found that out on the day of shooting.
And I said, you know, where's that mechanical tarantula? Because I saw the box with the big hairy one. And they said, yeah, that didn't work out. Didn't look real.
Yep, no matter how hard the prop department tried to create a realistic mechanical spider, you could still tell it was a fake one, which would have completely ruined the gag. That's when Barry came to the rescue.
Did you take the poison stinger out of the real tarantula? They said, well, you know, if we took the stinger out, the tarantula would die eventually. And I said, but if you don't take the stinger out, I will die because it's going to be crawling on my face and I'm supposed to scream and I don't want to scare.
The filming crew tried to calm the actor down, advising him to not make any sudden, threatening moves, which didn't make much sense, seeing as Stern was supposed to scream the hell out of his lungs in that scene.
Shut up!
The filming crew assured the actor that tarantulas can't hear well, so Mr. Stern had no choice. I remember Barry crawling around my face. I remember trying not to piss off Barry. Once I got used to him and what he was doing, he turned out to be a great scene partner. And yep, Mr. Stern did scream for real in that scene, trying to pay homage to Psycho. However, as Stern wrote later on Facebook, it was way more dangerous to film the next scene where he beat Joe Pesci with a crowbar.
What are you doing, Marv?
Harry, don't move.
It's 1,000 times more dangerous pissing off Joe Pesci than pissing off a venomous spider that's crawling on your face. Can't argue with that, because Pesci is kind of a maniac, isn't he? I mean, have you heard the story about him biting Macaulay Culkin?
He bit me. And I think he didn't he just meant to put his teeth on my finger, but he bit down a little harder than he thought.
Sheesh, how can anyone accidentally bite a kid's finger too hard? Anyway, this weird incident happened during rehearsals for the final scenes. In the first Home Alone, they hung me up on a coat hook and Pesci says,
First thing I'm gonna do is bite off every one of these little fingers, one at a time.
And during one of the rehearsals, he bit me and it broke the skin. Brr, that sounds like way too much method acting. But you know what? Culkin is still kind of proud of that moment.
Still, I have a little Joe Pesci tooth mark scar right here on my finger, and it's still there. But I'm actually really proud of it. It's my little Home Alone battle wound.
Which is both weird and hilarious. I hope Robert's Blossom used some force when they rehearsed this scene then. But I don't want you to think Joe Pesci's a monster. He's actually a good fella.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
In one of his interviews, Pesci said that he has a bunch of fan kids from all over the world.
When I see kids in the airport, they give me their address. They want me to come and rob their house so they can beat me up.
How nice of them. And just like any other actor, Pesci is also guilty of hilariously spoiling takes.
Are you afraid to go out the window, Harry? I'm Harry. You could get locked up for moping with intent to gawk.
Talking about bloopers, Pesci wasn't the actor who spoiled most of the takes. Nope, it was Macaulay Culkin, of course, because he was in almost every scene.
What happened to my room?
Heather, Tracy, and Sandra took it.
This house is so full of people. It makes me sick. When I grow up and get married, I'm living alone.
Dad, we're almost there.
Ma'am, you think my parents would leave me home alone?
Yeah, sometimes Culkin even spoiled takes that barely had any words. Like here.
I thought the monkeys went to...
There was even one moment where Culkin made a mistake, but the director used it in the film. Yes, I'm talking about this iconic moment.
Other than that, I'm in good shape.
The director, Chris Columbus, told Insider that his direction to Culkin was very opposite of what happened. If you put something on your face that burns, most people move their hands right away. and I think it was on the first take he kept his hands on his cheeks. The filming crew started laughing hysterically. They did it a couple more times with his hands off his face, but the editor cut that take into the first cut and it was in there forever. It's funny, that iconic moment from Home Alone was an accident. Now as an adult, Culkin loves to recall the filming process. In one of his interviews, he remembered that someone gave him a camera to record random stuff from the set.
Someone got the really genius idea of putting a camera in a 9-year-old's hands. But it's interesting to see my point of view, that I don't even remember. I don't remember any of this stuff. You know, they just kind of put a camera in my hands and I just shot away.
Hey.
Thanks to that, now we have some funny behind-the-scenes material from Home Alone.
Isn't that Kevin?
It's on now.
Is that Kevin McCallister?
We love you, Kevin.
Oh, God, can we have your autograph? Please, we love you so much.
Do you think Home Alone will be a hit movie?
Yes, absolutely. Because you're in it.
Thank you. Moving on.
Seems like Culkin wasn't only a talented actor, but also a magnificent director of photography.
I shot a little bit of the airport. It just looks neat. I'm like running through everything. Well, one shot I went through everything like how it is being my size, running between people. And I'm like, sometimes Chris needs some help setting up shots. Yeah, and he does. Cut.
We love how Culkin interviewed his co-stars. By the way, here's a cool fact for you, in case you didn't know it.
Isn't it true that you're the brother of the famous Macaulay Culkin? Yes, it is true.
Yep, that's very true indeed. This kid's name is Kieran Culkin, and he appeared in both Home Alone movies as Kevin's cousin, Fuller.
I remember, everybody just picked me up and swung me around.
Kieran and I are best friends. We never fight or anything.
Yep, sometimes being the smallest kid on set can be tricky. But of course, the set of Home Alone was like paradise for the young actors, and you can feel the friendly spirit when you watch the behind-the-scenes footage. Like, for example, filming the pizza scene.
The pizza scene, everybody was throwing food around. That was fun. You know, you get to eat pizza for 12 hours and milk, and it was a mess. Huge mess.
Guess that's what it's like working with kids, right?
Kids on this movie are so cool. They're really funny, they're smart. It feels like you're talking to someone your own age, which probably doesn't say much for me. But
Even Joe Pesci appreciated working with the kids, or at least he said so. Here's how complimentary Pesci was about the leading actor.
He's terrific. This kid is a wizard. I mean, it's really strange talking to him, you know? But he knows everything. He still turns around with this big friendly smile at me. He says, "This is me in a 2-shot. This is just a 2-shot of me and Dan." I mean, he knows all the lingo, you know, he's great. He's really smart.
Because Macaulay Culkin is a true professional, and that's why Home Alone is still so good all these years later. Hey, which of the Home Alone gags is your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to our channel, and just as you always do, stay awesome.
That's it. We're done.